The Trump administration's tariffs significantly affected preparedness communities, increasing costs for essential supplies like food storage, tools, and electronics. These policies, while aligning with protectionist views, led to price hikes and supply chain concerns, challenging self-reliance efforts. Understanding these impacts is crucial for navigating economic protectionism in preparedness strategies. Trump's tariffs reshaped the preparedness landscape. Section 232 imposed 25% on steel and 10% on aluminum, impacting canned goods and tools. Section 301 targeted Chinese imports, affecting electronics and outdoor gear. Solar panel tariffs hit off-grid systems. Proposed 2025 tariffs could further strain access to essential preparedness supplies, challenging self-reliance efforts. Preppers prioritize non-perishable food storage, utilizing mylar bags and oxygen absorbers for preservation. Water storage and purification are crucial, with a gallon per person per day recommended. Essential tools include quality knives and multi-tools. Shelter needs are met with tarps and tents, while communication relies on battery-powered radios. Medical supplies and safety gear, including firearms, are vital for preparedness. Steel tariffs have raised canned food costs, impacting prepper budgets reliant on these staples. Essential tools like knives and axes, crucial for self-reliance, also saw price hikes due to steel and aluminum tariffs. Do-it-yourself projects, vital for preparedness, faced increased costs for materials, affecting storage systems and security enhancements. Tariffs on Chinese imports significantly impacted essential prepper gear. Portable solar panels and power stations faced potential 145% tariffs, threatening affordability. Communication equipment like emergency radios saw price hikes, affecting situational awareness. Outdoor gear and medical supplies, including N95 masks, experienced cost increases due to reliance on Chinese components, complicating preparedness efforts. Tariffs on raw materials like steel, aluminum, and lead have significantly increased costs for ammunition components, impacting casings and projectiles. Retail prices for 9mm ammunition have surged from $10.12 to over $15 per box. The National Shooting Sports Foundation highlights concerns over rising manufacturing costs, affecting both imported and domestic firearms and ammunition. Preparedness categories face significant price impacts due to tariffs. Long-term food and tools see general increases from Section 232 steel tariffs. Electronics, like radios and solar panels, are hit by Section 301 China tariffs, causing significant price hikes. Ammunition costs rise sharply, with 9mm rounds and reloading powder experiencing notable increases, contributing to an estimated $51 billion annual consumer cost. Tariffs led to significant supply chain disruptions, impacting product availability and consumer confidence. Major retailers and small businesses, especially those supplying prepper gear, faced increased costs and challenges in sourcing alternatives to Chinese manufacturing. This reorganization strained their competitiveness, highlighting the broader economic impact of these trade policies. The America First policies aim to boost domestic manufacturing, but face challenges. Tariffs on imported materials increase costs for United States manufacturers, reducing competitiveness. Reshoring complex electronics or specialized gear was economically unviable, with United States alternatives costing significantly more. Steel tariffs hurt manufacturing jobs, with losses outweighing gains in steel production, showing no net employment boost. Unpredictable policy shifts disrupted long-term planning, complicating strategic preparation. Fluctuating tariffs led to uncertain price forecasts, impacting cost management. Supply chain disruptions, driven by shifting trade flows, caused inventory challenges. Retail availability suffered, with stockouts and product discontinuations becoming frequent. This volatility posed significant challenges for preppers, who prioritize stability and reliable resource access. Economic nationalism aimed to protect domestic industries, aligning with some conservative values. However, this clashed with individual self-reliance as higher prices and reduced availability of essentials hindered personal preparedness. Tariffs, acting as taxes on imports, burdened domestic consumers, creating ideological dissonance within prepper and conservative communities, impacting their budgets and self-sufficiency goals. Free market advocates, including many conservatives and libertarians, argue for minimal government intervention emphasizing competition for resource allocation. They criticize broad tariffs for economic harm and potential executive overreach. Conversely, protectionists, inspired by Alexander Hamilton, view tariffs as essential for nurturing domestic industries and ensuring national security, reflecting sentiments in the America First trade policy. Friedrich List in the 19th century advocated for protective tariffs for infant industries to ensure economic sovereignty. By the early 20th century, tariffs aimed to protect American workers, but often fell prey to special interests. Post-World War II, global trade shifted towards openness, yet the Trump era saw a resurgence in protectionism, challenging established trade norms. Faced with potential shortages and price hikes, individuals began stockpiling essential food items. Online forums buzzed with discussions on prioritizing purchases, especially for goods manufactured overseas. As costs rose, preppers had to reallocate budgets, focusing on high-priority items and delaying others, challenging their preparedness strategies. Economic pressures led to increased interest in home gardening and local food production, with experts recommending fresh food boxes from local farms. Do-it-yourself. Food preservation methods like canning and fermenting gained popularity to reduce reliance on imported foods. Emphasis on tool maintenance and repair grew as new tools became costlier, enhancing skills in sharpening and handle replacement. Small businesses in the specialty outdoor gear market faced tight margins, unable to absorb tariff-induced cost increases, leading to higher consumer prices. Inventory challenges threaten their sustainability, reducing market choices. Business owners feel like collateral damage in trade disputes, explaining price hikes to customers. Some pivot to alternative suppliers or domestic products, often at higher costs. The debate over tariff costs created confusion. President Trump claimed foreign nations paid, but economists argued domestic importers and consumers bore the burden. For preppers, discerning political rhetoric from economic reality was vital. Mastering information about supply chain vulnerabilities and cost implications became a key skill, with online forums buzzing with economic discussions. Tariffs led to a 15% average price increase on prepper supplies, with steel products rising 25% and electronics 30%. This resulted in a $720 annual budget impact for maintaining preparedness levels. Preppers faced challenges as costs surged across food, tools, electronics, and ammunition, unlike average consumers who experienced price hikes in fewer categories. Tariff policy volatility disrupts prepper planning as unpredictable announcements and modifications lead to market instability. Businesses react by raising prices to cover tariff costs, impacting supply chains. Importers adjust sourcing, causing potential shortages. Consequently, preppers must frequently revise budgets and acquisition strategies to maintain preparedness amidst fluctuating costs and availability of essential supplies. Diversifying sourcing is crucial. Explore domestic options or multiple international suppliers to reduce geopolitical risks. Focus on skill development like food preservation and tool repair over accumulating goods. Strengthen community networks for resource sharing and bartering. Adapt budgets to account for inflation and sudden cost increases, fostering a shift towards robust, skill-based preparedness.